I would therefore like to ask you the purpose module, Dunya. What
Mm.
is it doing? What is it delivering for
Well,
a team?
yeah. In essence, I think the most important part of the purpose module is that you really learn as a leader to align individual motivations of your team members with company goals, team goals, by first of all understanding really what drives your team and how you as a leader can accommodate that um, with, within the boundaries of your role, obviously. Secondly, by daring to have open conversations, just one conversation at a time about what drives people, what makes them tick. Why do they wake up every day in the morning and they go to their jobs and they do what they do? And I think an important third one, which we cover by the storytelling tool, is as a leader, you should also be able to storytell yourself while you wake up every day, go to your job, what makes you tick, but in an inspiring way. I think people need that. So that's in summary a bit what the purpose module offers. And I think we all agree that TOMO as a tool, the total motivation tool, from the book of Neil Doshey and Lindsay McGregor is a really powerful tool for that. So it really serves as a tool to assess and enhance motivation in the workplace. It's not just a number, it's a conversation starter, I feel. It helps you really identify at that time, uh, same as a photo does, what is the current motivational state of your team. And obviously, as a leader, you should take the first step and open this dialogue and maybe do it yourself first, like show them what is your individual TOMO score.
So I think not only maybe, but Dunya, I have seen it in action, or better to say, I have seen you in action. And
Mm.
I was totally blown away by the kind of instant openness of 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 all these statements of these people who didn't know each other that well before, let me say like that, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How, Dunya, what is the magic ingredient that you put in there? It is not cannot be only the tool. How how do you make them to open up in such a fascinating way?
I guess basically the book describes there's 6 factors that can influence motivation. And when you do the exercise with your team, I think the most important thing is that the leader should be the most honest person in the room. Really come there without facade, without anything. Don't put your mask on. Just be honest about it. And as a facilitator or somebody, or even the leader who wants to do a TOMA with his team, I think you should really try to make the examples of these 6 factors as concrete as possible and as close to the daily lives of the people as possible.
So meaning in that case, for example, you and Ali, you were working as a congenial partnership, right? Because Ali did throw in some real life examples, correct, Ali? That was a bit the purpose of it.
Right. I mean, it's very important what Dunya said. It's like it should not and must not be an abstract exercise you do, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
It has to be an exercise to something you can connect and see, feel every day. This is why it's so important to connect it to your everyday life, and could be professional, could be even private, when people feel like the openness to share this.
mm-hmm,
Right.
This is why in this exercise, I always try to connect when we talk about, okay, what is hindering you is could be something in
mm-hmm.
the department, could be another guy you work with, could be like, I just don't understand this task. So let's be open about it, and this can happen.
Right. And for me, the conclusion is, having seen it, having experienced it, it can be the best tool in the world, guys. But the real magic for me are the people, and make the difference are the people who are facilitating it. Full stop.
Mm.
You can give me the most sophisticated tool from Stanford, just invented yesterday. It won't cut it if the facilitators do not cut it. And you do, and you did, and the result was magical from my point of view.
Mhm.
And I think with some exercising and observing and being part of it, also a leader can come to this level if
For
he
sure.
wants it so. I mean, we can always facilitate,
Hmm.
but I think ideally, and this is what we're longing for, is to make the leader an unbossed leader and make him connect with this tool and step by step learn to apply it herself, himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dunya, again, from my point of view, so important and immediately understandable that you say the moment the leader sits back and kind of watches how the team members, yes or no, go about it, the thing is lost. Correct?
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. And that's why I think in the context of unbossing, let's say Tomo can play an essential role, because unbossing itself is really about creating a leadership style that is less about hierarchy and more about empowerment and creating this environment. Um, Also about proving through action that leadership is for the good of the people, not for the self-interest or the ego. And this approach, I think, aligns really with Tomo, as it emphasizes intrinsic motivation, and that motivation comes more from within, rather than from an external reward or emotional pressure or something else.
Yeah, and I think for me, I like that the leader is supposed to also open up, because it requires some vulnerability to share what really motivates the team and to see what is affecting them. So if the individual is the only one speaking up, and it might be harder to create safety for people to honestly share how they feel in the moment with the leader if they themselves do not open up.
Right.
And I think
And
also the nice thing about Tomo is that it doesn't have an expiration date. It's a useful lens to which you can assess the current state of the motivation, but it's not static. Like it changes day after day, hour after hour. We're not only CEOs, CFOs, HR business partners when we come to our job. Like Tomo takes into account all the things that also play a role in our life. So there's no hiding when
yeah.
when you do a Tomo.
Mm.
Yeah.